Welcome to Feng Shui Living, the podcast designed for busy women who want to de-stress, live with intention, and create a home that truly supports their well-being. Each week, I'll bring you practical tips, insightful ideas, and simple strategies to enhance both your home and your life. Let's get started. Quick pause before we jump in. If you love this podcast, you will love my book, Aligned at Home. Think of it as your design and energy guidebook to creating a space that supports your well-being and your goals. You can get a signed copy over on my website, purelivingwithlisamorton.com, or snag it on Amazon or wherever you buy books. I hope you enjoy it. Well, hello there, and welcome to Feng Shui Living Podcast. If you are new here, welcome. We are so happy to have you. And if you are a returning listener, I'm so happy you're here. I know I have a lot of people that binge list episodes. They discover the podcast and they listen to multiple episodes at one time. So if you're binging, oh my gosh, I hope you're enjoying. If you want even more episodes, I do offer my VIP subscriber episode series. I have over 20, I think almost 24 VIP subscriber episodes available. You can binge these. You can listen to them as they come out or slowly shuffle through. It's just $5 a month to get access to these VIP subscriber episodes, and you can cancel at any time. They just go a little deeper, a deeper dive, some more juicy details, and we also just have a lot of fun in there. So reach out with more questions. I will also put a link in the show notes. Today, we're talking about designing for the season that you're in. This is emotionally, not just the weather. And it is important to live with the cycles, but it's also important to observe what's going on in our lives. Just like our home, just like our lives shift and move, right? Our home should do the same. And our home should do that in order to support us. It's a natural evolution, right? Our lives change. Maybe you go from a quiet household to you have a dog. Next thing you know, you have a child, and then a second child. And life is very different from when it was prior to having the pets or the children, right? Or maybe you're in that season of life where things are getting a little more quiet. You just sent your kids off to college, or I don't know, your life shifts. Maybe you have a family member, an aging family member move in with you, and life shifts. We need to slow down and recognize and look at these. Remember that our lives move in cycles, right? Sometimes we're in a season of growth. Sometimes it's a season of rest. Sometimes it's an intense season of reinvention. And our homes really should evolve with us. So when life feels busy, maybe it's time to simplify and soften your space. When it feels busy, chaotic, like you can't keep up, that's your cue. How can I bring some softness in? How can I simplify, bring colors that bring more ease into my life? When life feels heavy, bring in warmth, bring in comfort and grounding textures. If you feel like you just have a lot on your shoulders, you need that grounding. You need to feel support. Bring in the chunky textures, the chocolate brown, maybe a throw that is very textural. When life feels expansive, you can allow bold patterns, wild wallpapers, and all kinds of color, creativity, movement, right? If you're in this season of growth, celebrate that. And then there's also a time where life sometimes feels transitional, right? It's kind of moving from one spot to another. So this is an important time to clear clutter. Clear out clutter, create breathing room, and let go of things that might be blocking you, things that might be causing stagnation, things that might be interrupting that flow to transitioning to the new version or the new approach to life. Okay. So clearing clutter, I know it's not the most fun, but so important if you're in this transitional phase. So I have a couple journal prompts for you, or just even kind of reflection prompts if you're driving in the car. Maybe just think about it for a bit, or you're on the walk. Just ponder these questions. You can pause and come back at any time. So number one is, what season of life am I in right now? Now here you can start with some stats, right? I'm X age and I have whatever family members. And so this means I'm in, whatever stage, right? So start with the stats, but then don't forget the feelings. Don't forget the emotions. Okay. So again, the prompt was, what season of life am I in right now? That was number one. Number two, does my home reflect my current needs or an old version of me? Now, I want you to be really honest here. Does my home reflect my current needs or an old version of me? And then number three, the last prompt for you. What would feel supportive in this chapter of my life? Now, just think about the first thing that comes to mind. You might have a list of 5 or 10, but what is that first one? How does it make you feel? Maybe explore that a little deeper. All right, so your home doesn't need to stay the same. Your home environment it should change as you change, as your life changes, as your life evolves and shifts. And it can shift with you as long as you're approaching it gently and intuitively. And of course with lots of intention. I did actually, before we go, I wanted to share a quick story from my book, Aligned at Home. Make sure you grab a copy over on Amazon. If you're like me and you're obsessed with signed copies, I have some over on my website. And this is in the chapter called The Power of Daily Rituals. And this is about my client, Carol. And this actually, I was reading through my book the other day, just noting a couple things. And I was like, I really kind of want to create a podcast episode about that. So here we go. Carol fell out of love with her home. 20 years ago, my client Carol had poured her heart into building her dream home. Every detail had been carefully chosen, from the sprawling open concept layout to the intricate custom woodwork. For years, her home was a sanctuary, a place filled with laughter and many memories. But as time passed, life shifted. Her 2 kids grew up and moved out. She no longer enjoyed being the host of events and holidays, and she didn't feel the connection to her home anymore. Carol called me and told me tearfully, I don't love my home anymore. She described how she felt disconnected from the space she had once loved. The rooms felt too big, too empty, and too outdated for her current life. When I arrived, I could see it right away. The house was still beautiful, but it wasn't aligned with who Carol was anymore. I explained that our homes are living, evolving spaces, and just like us, they need attention to grow and change. Her adult children's rooms were still the same from when they lived there. Her art studio in the basement was dusty and unused. Cabinets and closets were jam-packed with party supplies, everything from servingware to plasticware, punch bowls, water carafes, platters, and more that she hadn't used in years. And here's a side note, folks. This woman had more servingware, serving utensils, chafing dishes. Oh my goodness, she could have hosted a 300-person wedding with the amount of stuff she had in this closet. Anyway, back to the book. We started by digging into what Carol needed now. I asked her to share how she wanted to feel in her home. Her eyes lit up as she described her desire for warmth and comfort. She wanted a space that felt inviting for quiet mornings with coffee and cozy evenings with a few close friends for a glass of wine. The massive family gatherings and parties she used to host no longer interested her. I asked if she wanted to paint again in her studio, and her eyes brightened. Yes, she did, but something held her back. So using the Feng Shui Bagua map, a tool to locate various energy centers of the home, we identified areas that needed attention. In the large living room, we introduced some softer elements, such as plush throws, a textural rug, and pretty lamps to set the tone for cozy coffee moments and wine nights by the fireplace. We transformed her art studio into a vibrant, inspiring space. We started by removing the layer of dust covering the surfaces, bringing in her favorite colors through curtains and decor, and added some pops of blue for creative flow. She sorted through her party servingware and donated or gave away most of the items. We also planned updates for her kids' rooms to shift them from childhood spaces to welcoming adult rooms, hoping to encourage them to visit more often with their spouses. Carol started to see her home in a new light. It was about letting go of her past and making her space match her present and future. Sometime later, Carol invited me over to help choose paint colors for the kids' bedroom. She greeted me with a huge smile. "I can't believe this is the same house," she said. "I feel alive again." Carol found a way to fall in love with her space all over again, and I couldn't have been happier for her. So just a quick example of how important it is to check in with those different seasons of our life. You can read more in my book, Aligned at Home. Okay, friends, see you next time. Special thanks to our sponsor, Elevated Living School of Holistic Design and Feng Shui. For more information, head over to the show notes. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe, give us a 5-star review, and share this episode with a friend. We'll see you next time.